Hello, and welcome to Greet the Week. I'm Mona Duncan, and today we're going to be looking at enthusiasm. So let me pull the screen up and share with you and put it in full mode. You would think I'd get quicker at this. So, enthusiasm. Do you have a lot of enthusiasm? What does it mean? All that kind of stuff. Anyway, look at these two little children. Do they look enthused? Well, I am a wordsmith, and I do like to go back and look at words and see how they were originally used and coined and how we, the people, use them and misuse them and or just, make up words with them and so forth. So anyway, enthusiasm. Do these children look enthused, or do they look bewildered, or they look shocked? So anyway, I found out that according to the Reader's Digest Family Word Finder, it says that the word enthused, not enthusiasm, but the word enthused is a borderline case. And this was acknowledged primarily by teachers who kids would be enthused, but they wouldn't be able to put the verb and the subject matter together, the noun and the verb. So it was like it was just a borderline case. Anyway, it was also back through Webster's dictionary that in the original 17th century, the original word enthusiasm was meant as a passion for religion rather than passion in general. And as I thought about that, I thought, that seems kind of odd. But it's like if there's this feeling in whether it's the borderline case of being enthused with a new toy, or whether it is of something that it's something that you know and see, but you can't know and see. It kind of goes back with the quantum theories and the things that are invisible, that are so real in the atmosphere, whether it's dust or viruses or whatever. And so then I added my own definition of enthusiasm, and that it really is more caught than it is taught. You can't teach anyone to be enthused. It's just something that you have to, that has to settle in. So I was looking here on enthusiasm, and I love this picture that I came across. It's just under the regular pictures that are on my computer. And so anyway, it really is stones in the brook that creates the song. That's a word that I have in a poem that I've written. Because, I can just hear that brook bubbling, can't you? Knowing that struggles make us strong. It makes us strong. And as we can become dedicated to personal growth. And in the process of becoming strong, it's to make every circumstance a learning experience. And I have a quote here from John Maxwell, who is an author and a speaker. And I just think this embodies enthusiasm real well. But John Maxwell said, nature has everywhere written her protest against idleness. Everything which ceases to struggle, that which remains inactive, rapidly deteriorates. It is the struggle toward an ideal, the constant effort to get higher and further, which develops character. I thought that was beautifully written. So in looking at enthusiasm, that's more of a feeling than a knowing, I've looked at knowing a deep down inside knowing. Know that feelings follow actions. And so that's a blanket statement, and it's true whether we're enthused or whether we're lethargic. So enthused, so if we want to go with the enthusiastic feelings, then begin to look forward to something, begin to hope for, to begin to engage in, begin to see the value of. And so I accidentally flipped up my little quote here from Zig Ziglar about fake it till you make it. Well, that sounds a little negative, but it's not intended to be that way. That it's something, it's an energetic feeling and enthusiasm, a a relating with that you want to get across to, but you don't quite know how to do it. So it seems like as though you're just going through the motions rather than the identity of it. And then I like Florence Littauer, who said faking joy is better than genuine depression. So even if it is a little fake, sometimes as it may begin to help us have a little light that we're seeing, it turns out to be okay. And then also to know who you are. And I mean, I think I know who I am. And yet I find frequently when I really begin to think about and really begin to look into as to what I really meant by what was really going on, I find some new things to think about. And so I would encourage you to design a mission statement to help keep you on track. And it doesn't matter whether you're going into business, whether you're playing racquetball or tennis or whatever it is you're wanting to increase in, design some kind of a mission statement. Back in '99, whenever I started Solution Principles, my mission statement became, the mission of Solution Principles is to produce quality training materials, to educate and inspire, and to bring healing to myself and those with whom I encounter in contact. A thoroughly challenging human development. But anyway, design a mission statement for you and read it frequently. Put it on the wall somewhere where you can continually look at it. It's not a goal, it's a mission statement. And so I would encourage you to make a list of compliments that people have given you. Think about something that someone has said to you, and never shall forget whenever we moved from West Virginia, where I was graduating from the 8th grade and had good grades and all this kind of stuff. And I come to Waco, Texas, and I'm put into a school. I did not know anyone, nothing. I mean, and they put me in a remedial class. And that was really devastating. But you know what? My teacher one day, when she was giving some instructions on what to prepare and how to prepare for an upcoming engagement of an essay that we were to write, and she was giving it, and I was just writing down the notes. And she walked over and she stood by me, and she noticed that I just put down, one or two words, that I was just capsulating the direction that she was giving us. And she picked up my paper to look at it, and she kind of held it up for the class to see, but she said to me, I'm going to have to watch out for you. I'm going to have to stick you in my accelerated class. So think of something a compliment that someone has given you, and then realize, what, they saw something that maybe you're not seeing in yourself. And so you need that enthusiasm to keep you going. So go ahead and think about it and write it down so that you can look at it frequently. Then also make a list of action verbs of whom you are or who you could be. Just begin to write down those action words. And at the time, it may seem like, no, I'm not that. Here's just a few of mine that I wrote down. And is accomplish, choose, communicate, deliver, dream, educate, forgive, heal, sell. There are all kinds of things that just put down those verbs that you are good at or that you could become good at. To travel, to serve, to write. Then another suggestion in keeping up enthusiasm is to chronicle your talents. What are your talents? And again, just like the actions, you probably have more talents than you recognize yourself. So begin to write down and chronicle them. Again, a few of mine are writing, poetry, hospitality, compassion, understanding, teaching, engaging, cleaning. We can put down the things. I mean, who wants to look at their talent as being cleaning? And yes, I enjoy cleaning. And so encouragement. Another thing in knowing who you really are and being enthusiastic is looking at the natural elements and how do you work with those natural elements of the earth, and sometimes it not having enough rain to be really dry and arid. How could you equate you with the natural elements of life, the earth, the water, the wind, the fire? And in a writing class one time, we did this, and I found it very, very interesting. For example, to who I am in agreement with fire. I am fire, the consuming energy, producing elements from God. I am irresistible, and nothing can stop that benevolence to mankind. I ignite spontaneous combustion in others to help them pursue their purification. Anyway, I mean, they're kind of silly, but just go ahead and so that you can really know who you are and how do you relate to those different elements that are a part of the creation. And, the story goes that we were created from the dust to the ground and that all of the elements are within us. So what do those elements inspire within you? And knowing that where your treasure is, that's where your heart is also. That's where your actions are. So know what it takes to keep you motivated. To keep you motivated. And what does it mean? Or to keep you interested or driven or inspired or encouraged or enthused. But I have a couple of quotes here. One from Viktor Frankl. And Viktor Frankl, as you probably know, was a psychiatrist, and he was captured. He was taken up during the Holocaust, and he was in about 4 or 5 different, working as a doctor, working in the different Holocaust detention centers. And Viktor Frankl said, not having a goal or being enthused about something is more to be feared than not reaching the goal. I would rather attempt to do something great and fail than attempt nothing and succeed. So it's realizing that we have these needs within us. And then Charles Jones said, where you will be 5 years will be determined by the people you associate with and the books you read. Now that's pretty about knowing who you are and what can keep you motivated and enthused. So here is a little thing that I have devised for me as well as for others. Let me see if I can. Up here at the top, it says action is the distraction. That my action plan is to halt what? To halt the relapse into whatever our relapses may be, whether it's into any of the addictive behaviors or whether it's just anger, whatever it is, some action plans. Because when our moods play havoc on our mind, and so as we begin to live more enthusiasm, here are some actions to overcome. And so I have 1 through 10, and I would hand this out to people, and I would just encourage you to write down what is your action to distract you whenever you are not keeping up. And again, I have not done this in a long time, but for a while in working on my own, I would literally make little place cards and put it right in front of my computer or right on the corner of my desk. Today, am I to be the author or am I to be the janitor? Am I to be the banker or am I to make calls for people? Because it's so easy to become, back like the little children on the front at the very beginning, to become kind of bewildered and, well, what's going on here? And what am I being called to do? What's the most important thing to do? But am I focusing on it? So as we can give something that will give us a little focus, that every time we see it, it's like that little reminder of, remember, today's the day that you write your goals. Today is the day that you make some calls. Today is the day that you begin to whatever that will help your dreams come true. So thank you for being here. and look forward to some.
Before you shut it off.
Okay, thank you, Wendell. Thank you, thank you. So many blessings.